Our first feature is a performance poet, writer, educator, youth worker, thinker, and activist based out of Melbourne, Australia. That shit is far away. It's a different day there right now. He is the co-founder and co-director of the Center for Poetics and Justice. He was a feature poet on the National Global Poetics 2011 tour of Australia, a feature poet on the Please Resist Me 2012 tour of Australia, and on the 2012 International Souls of Australia tour throughout Canada. His words can also be found on the pages of his first book release, Beyond Rhetoric, Writings in the Tradition of Khalil Gibran, and his debut spoken word album, One Foot in the Clay. Put your hands together and welcome to our stage the poetry of Joel McKerrow. Clap it up for Joel.
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right.
Good. It is wonderful to be here. Australia is a very long way away. We had to travel a long time to get here, just for tonight. No, just kidding, not just for tonight. Where are me and my wife over there? Say hi to my wife. Yeah. What a lovely wife to come out and support me in poetry gigs, don't you think?
Yeah.
All the way in New York.
All the way in New York. My name's Joel. I'm traveling around for the next long time, sharing poetry and words over the US and Canada and UK and Europe, and it is a pleasure to be here tonight. Tonight I actually want to share 3 poems with you guys that are part of the same series. So they're gonna, normally I'd switch it up and make it, do some different stuff, but I really feel like I'm meant to do this tonight, and I want to learn more about, I think we all need to learn more about going with our heart and our intuition. So is that cool?
Yeah.
Can I do that? Cool. I reckon when we grow up, a big part of growing up is coming to the place of looking back at your life and asking the who am I sort of question, like we heard from the young fella before. And part of that is then recognizing the influences that have shaped us to be who we are both positive and negative, and shape us in really interesting ways. Some ways in which we can be proud of, and some ways in which I think we need to say sorry for. And too often we don't say sorry for. There's a quote that I love that says, the line of evil does not run between us and them, between me and you, it runs down the center of us all. This was my attempt, these 3 poems are my attempt to reflect upon that in terms of the traditions, the cultures that I was born up in. See, I was brought up a white man. I was born a Christian man. I was born a rich man. I was born a man. And for each and every one of these, I need to say sorry. For the white part in me, the part that flows from my ancestry, well, I need to say sorry. To every country that was colonized, every person that was brutalized, every tribe that tasted the ash of burning flesh and could not see the reflection through the haze in their eyes, I am sorry. To every mama who never saw her child become a man, and every papa who watched his daughter dragged away, every son who still wishes every day they had the courage to do more, say more, speak more, fight more, every daughter who cannot look herself in the eye, for fear the ghost that stripped her bare would still cling to her flesh. No matter how many soap lathers she gathered, I am sorry. For in the name of white is right and west is best, I have seen the way my people took the rest of the peoples of this earth and hung them up by their necks and bled them from their souls till the earth turned black and the sun hid itself in shame, until the moon refused to rise again. And so for the setting fire of your totems and the corsets we dressed you in, for the chains we locked you in, for the bullets we lodged within, for the way I stood idly by and believed the lie that some people just had it coming, and who am I and what could I do? The noose around your neck was tied to the beams above your head so long ago, and all I see in these hands are the blunt scissors of a blunt life. And yet I know now that every bullet slicing air hoped it would not have to meet your smile this night, and every rope around your neck would untwist itself if it could. And even these blunt scissors could one day become the sharpest of knives. The more I use them, the chains from your skin. For too many years with the blindfolds over my eyes, Too many bubbles did I live in, too many fish bowls did I swim in. I did not see you there, or perhaps I did not even care. For each day I would walk past you and choose not to see you. My blindness was my ignorance, my arrogance, at least I can see that now. For each step I took past you, I would feel a pain in my heart, and yet I could not put my finger on it, or would not put my finger on it, would take my finger and break it before it fell upon it. These lies were too enticing. My finger would rather turn TVs on and twist truths into something tastier than let itself point back at me. Oh, how I long to sit at your table and feast with you, to take you in my arms and kiss your face, kneel at your feet, baptizing them in the tears of my regret. Your legs are the cross where I could find forgiveness. I am sorry. That part of that poem was, for me growing up in Australia, the history of Australia is just as tainted as I understand the American history to be as well. And we have a lot to be sorry for in Australia. And part of a tradition that we bring into a lot of things we do in public in Australia, especially within the poetry scene and within a bunch of different communities I'm a part of, is our tradition is that we want to pay respects to the traditional owners of the land that we stand upon. And so I want to do that even today as I stand here. America was a colonized country just as Australia was, and I think it's right to respect and pay honour to the traditional custodians of this land, to honour their elders both past and present. Is that cool?
Cool.
Yeah. So the next part. We're going I know we're going a bit deep really quickly here right now with this thing, but I feel like I needed to do this tonight. I don't know who needs to hear it, but let's see. And so for the Christian part of me, not for the Christ, but for the Christian, well, I need to say sorry. For when I look at the book and look at my life, when I look at the Christ and look at the church, the two are as black and white. And so for the way that I have silenced you with words I thought were the only truth, for every preacher that has yelled at you and every megaphone that has damned you, every friend that has guilted you, every parent that has judged you, I am sorry. For my brothers who say that God hates fags, oh, how I wish they were not my brothers. Sometimes it is easier to love your enemies than your kin. So to every boy who sliced wrists because he didn't fit within, no matter how much he pushed and pulled, did not fit in his skin, was told he was sin, that demons lurked within, I am sorry. You are not broken because you are gay. We are all broken because we are human, because we treat each other this way. The way we judge by the words that are spoken, by the burqa you were cloaked in, by the crystals you believed in, by the gender you were born in. And so to every person I did not converse with, but just tried to convert instead, I'm sorry for the way that I couldn't see past these glasses. Sorry for the way that I thought my pastor spoke the absolute truth. I didn't know that he was broken just like the rest of us. I thought he was the best of us. And so for the arrogance I thought was confidence, when I thought I was right and you were wrong. We were good and you were bad. We were light and you were dark. I took a pen and drew a line before us. Took some bricks and built a wall between us. Stood on my pedestal, crafted the cross into a pulpit and yelled at you from within it. I am sorry. To the lady who was beaten as I sang songs within my church. To the addict who overdoses I dine with Christian friends. To the beggar who needs money as my money built church buildings. To the boat person arriving on these shores of hope and hopelessness. To the teenager who is pregnant with abortion as an option. I'm sorry we have yelled at you and made you feel so alone. We should have put an arm around you and walked with you home. Whether it was a prayer you pushed before you that day or just the will to keep on walking. And so for the wars that were fought in the name of the Christ, and the swords that were swung in the name of his love, the bombs that exploded, the bullets sang hymns, the tanks marched on like good Christian soldiers who prayed every day for their God to be with them, as their brothers they fought and their sisters they shot, their sons in the flame. And did we not recognize they all prayed the same for this God to be with them, for this God to protect. Oh, how this God must have wept. If only we'd listened to the prayer of the other. If only we'd seen that he was our brother. Whether on his knees with his hands to the east, whether yarmulke wearing or burqa bearing, whether sitting beneath the Bodhi tree or kissing the feet of some saint celebrity, we lifted the rifle to shoot the enemy, the cross-bearing flags to show our allegiance to be. We did not hear the sound whispered from the cross that day. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Forgot that the Christ we claim to follow walked the talk of non-violence, ate stale bread of silence, stood up against the systems of military might, of fear and oppression, of bigoted aggression. This is my confession. So with every part of me, I would keep following this Jesus and the life that he lived and the love that he gives. Yet every part of me, because of this history, wants to deny that I am a Christian, to put high walls between these brothers and I. But who am I to be bigoted about the bigoted? And who am I to condemn those who condemn? If I do keep the name Christian, perhaps I can speak to them. Remind them of this Jesus, of Mother T and Martin King, of Mandela and Tutu, of that great man from Assisi. With these names behind me, there is still so much pride left in my ancestry, but for all else, I say, I am sorry. These poems are a little hard to do, to come to a totally new country and to share this with you guys. So I want to thank you for allowing me to be a little vulnerable and stuff on stage. It's not an easy thing to do, but I think that's what poetry's about. One more for you guys, is that alright?
Yeah. Good.
Just before I do, I got a CD and a book. If you're interested, come and see me later. They're $15 each. My CD is my poetry stuff backed by music. It's not just the stuff you're hearing tonight. There's a whole bunch of stuff on there. They're $15 each. And my book is Beyond Rhetoric Writings in the Tradition of Khalil Gibran. Does anyone know who Khalil Gibran is?
Yeah.
Of course. Khalil Gibran wrote a book called The Prophet, published in 1923, and he actually wrote it just up the street here. Not too far away at all. And it has changed my life in many ways, and this is a book similar. It's a modern day fable, a poetic modern day fable. So if you're interested and you like that sort of stuff, that's $15 as well. Come and see me, I'll be sitting over there. The other thing is tomorrow night I have a show on at the New Rican Poets Cafe, a feature show with Phil Kay, that you may have heard of, and Franny Choi, both amazing poets. That's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at the New Rican Poets Cafe, so you're more than welcome to come along and check us out there. Let me finish off for you guys. And so for the masculine part of me, the part that built the female prisons that I see and to this day still holds a key, I want to say sorry. For where God spent years etching beauty into your face and your skin and your heart and your soul and your legs and your breasts, I took you and made you a thing. An object so thin, we took the centerpiece of creation and made her a centerfold, folding flesh onto glossy paper, folding sex into slavery, the skin that angels would only dream to be their own. We hung it out on meat hooks and bartered for your body. For 30 pieces of silver I sold you to the cheapest bidder, just a replaceable object stacked at the back of the dime store opportunity shop. And for this, I am sorry. For you are a being that should be embraced. You are strength and you are grace. Arms should wrap around you, hold you tight, hold you this night when once as a little girl you dreamed of the beauty you would become. And Papa stood there glowing with his daughter in his arms, and yet I forgot these things and the world forgot these things, and so you forgot these things, that you are worth more than centerfolds of glossy paper, that you are worth more than any man could tell you that you are, that you walk tall with the dignity of a goddess. You are nothing less. You were born with hips to give birth to craft beauty in this earth. You winged this world upon your breast and spoke life to her with every breath. You are the red-dressed girl who would twirl in the fields. You are the mother, you are the daughter, you are diamonds revealed, and yet the world told you that something was wrong, and told you for so long that you began to believe it and do all that you could to hide from it, with little food within your belly and masks upon your face. For too long you have looked past all this, and for this I am sorry. To that beauty losing virginity, to the man who stole your self-worth, to the lady who cannot love herself in fear of the shrinking mirror before you, for the insecurities we poured on you, for the dignity we stripped from you, for the girl that I would mar with my eyes from afar till that boyhood scar from my pa would fade away. I thought you could make me feel like a man again, like more than just boys playing with toys. That I could be strong enough, tough enough, this enough, that enough, I would shrink you down. That I would feel tall. That you are worth so much more. You are worth so much more. And so you may sit here now and say that I did not pull the trigger on all of these things. Therefore, I do not need to say sorry. But I am more than just me. More than just individuality. I am one with humanity. The good and the bad, it all flows on me, in me, through me. So on behalf of humanity to humanity, I am sorry. And this has been my confession. And you, my friends, are my priests. Would you wash away the stains and let me know release? Forgive me now for each and every sin, for what has been done by the people of the colour of my skin, for the money I grew up in, for the Christians I still choose to call my kin, for what I have done to prove how masculine I fear I am not. My name is Joel McKerrow. Would you let me sit at your table? Maybe, just maybe, we could still be friends.
Clap it up one more time for Joel McKerrow, all the way from Australia. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, New York Poets Cafe.